Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be to you all. Welcome to my channel. This is Golden Ash TV. My name is Ashuurah Mutale. Please don't you hesitate to subscribe, share, like, and comment on my videos. Without ado, let's get straight to our today's topic. This is what should women bring on the table? Where there's so many aspects of the table, it could be socially, politically, in whatever community that the woman might be. But this time around, we are referring to what should a woman bring on the table in marriage. Remember, marriage in Islam, this is a legal sacred that combines a man and a woman for lifelong companionship, love, and protection. So here we are. Just like I usually tell you that Islam is not about a hearsay, it's not about what you think or I think, it's not about personal opinions, but rather we have books with evidence. We have the Holy Quran, Al-Quran Al-Hakim, plus hadiths from our beloved Prophet ﷺ that guide us in whatever that we have to be doing. We have to be in line with what Allah wants us to do, with how our beloved Prophet ﷺ instructed us to do. So that is Islam. And so is everything got to do with marriage. There are criteria, do's and don'ts in marriage. SubhanAllah, there are procedures just in case a marriage fails. In Islam, we do not have till death do us apart, but rather before you call it quits, there are procedures or valid reasons as to why one might call it quits. Anyways, that's not what we're about today. Today we are looking at what should a woman bring on the table. Yes, Islam stipulates everything, just what to do, how to do it, when to do it, why to do it, and where to do it from. Plus, the repercussions of failure to do what Allah wants us to do and the rewards that we get when we do what Allah wants us to do. Isn't Allah so rewarding? Indeed, Allah is so rewarding. And so is in marriage. Allah allocates us, both men and women, what to do. Responsibilities. He prescribes them to us, whereby men are prescribed to be providers. That comes from Surah An-Nisa verse 34. Men are providers, they are protectors, and they are leaders. And in reciprocating, we have to be submissive. That is being obedient to our husbands, being respectful, being their support emotionally, provide the love. And then we should reciprocate with submissiveness, which comes with being their lovers, being their helpers, being their support system. I think that now explains what we are going to look at. That is, what should a woman bring on the table? Many of these men are not looking at our financial wealth. Of course, I'm talking about men that have the wisdom and that get married to you for the right reasons. Of course, I'm not ruling out the fact that some men get married to some women because of financial benefits, but I'm talking about a man who marries you for the right reasons. That is to be your leader, to be your protector, to be your provider. I'm talking about a man whose ultimate goal is Jannah. I'm talking about a man who fears Allah, who ponders about something before he does it, who ponders about how answerable he will be to Allah. I'm talking about that man who's not chasing the dunya. So for that kind of a man, what he will need from you is to respect him, to be his support system, because as strong as they are, they still need us. Besides a strong man, there is a strong woman who gives him the moral support, who loves him right, who takes good care of him. Yes, they love to be pampered. What should a woman bring on the table? Please come with that submissiveness. Let him be the man. Let him lead you. Love him in the right way. Be gentle with him. Be the woman that you truly are. And all in all, come with your submissiveness. And then let the puzzles play themselves out. Too bad to be true that of late, many sisters are being corrupted. They get in marriages with corrupted minds. Women can do better what a man can do. I'm a grown-up person, so I can never let a man think for me or decide for me what is right and wrong. Of course, with Islam, just like I told you, that it's not mere opinions of people. Islam is not based on personal opinions, but rather facts. So is partly the guidance of obedience as far as women are concerned with their husbands. Meaning, you are forbidden from being obedient to him for as long as he's making you do things that are on contrary with the deen. But for as long as he's claiming for his rights, because partly a man's rights from the woman is you being obedient to him. That is what Allah prescribed to us, my dear ones. What should a woman bring on the table? First and foremost is submissiveness. So that means we are rolling out so many ideologies from some sisters. Oh, I am the table myself. And if you ever ask them, what do you know about the meaning of the table that you call yourself? They go eyes blank, meaning they don't even know what the table itself means. And others are like, oh, I bear him children. Yes, of course, that is natural. I mean, what else were you expecting when you get married? Of course, you have to bear him children. That's out of question. Others are like, oh, I benefit him financially. That's not the primarily benefit that a man needs from you. We're talking about real men here. A real man who's upright in the deen. He's not wanting your financial status. He doesn't look at you as a way of helping him out, because he already knows that he's been prescribed to be the provider in the home. He's the leader in the home. He is your protector. So he's not looking anywhere near your finances. In fact, for those men that I'm talking about, when a woman perhaps has something they're doing for themselves, they'll never look at your finances. It's those men that want to see you grow. They even help you grow. So when you think like, oh, I'm also helping him out, you are doing it out of your own ideology, out of what you feel like you should do. But he would rather not ask you for that money. In fact, for wise men, even when you spend whatever that you might spend out of your finances, they will pay you back. So when some women claim, oh, we also help out financially, that's out of the context. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes, yes, I'll also address mistakes that women do in marriage. One of the biggest mistakes that women do in marriage is stepping up in men's shoes. Sometimes the men don't even ask you, but then you rather feel like, oh, you have to. That is not your role. You are not entitled to do that unless that he asks you. And with men with wisdom, because us women, we are so good at helping out or using our money, and then in the long run, they will speak it out, just in case you get a misunderstanding. That's how we are. After helping out your man or husband, whatever, in whichever way that you help him out with, after any disagreement, any argument, women usually split it out in a demoralizing way. In a way, they try to prove to men that you're not man enough. After all, I also step into your roles. So the wise man never let that happen. Even when he needs your help, he will borrow from you. That means he has to pay you back. And yes, he will pay you back. So some of the mistakes that women do is you step into the men's roles, and then later on the men get used to it. They feel like, okay, we are having shared responsibilities. That means she can also step in. She can also do this. And the day that you feel like you don't want to do it, because you might have done it out of love or whatever reason that you had, the day that you might feel like you don't want to do it, that might be a problem. That might cause an argument. That might cause a rupture in your marriage. So be careful. Those are some of the mistakes that women do in marriage. And yes, that will be another topic, an independent topic on its own. Anyways, we're still looking at what should a woman bring on the table. Sisters, meanwhile, as our men step out of the homes to go hunt, we are responsible for setting the mood of the homes, of our homes. Remember, I usually say that we are queens, and so queens are married to kings. So can you set up, as partly what you bring on the table, can you set up that harmonious home? Men run the homes financially. They protect us. They lead us. Then it's us to set that soothing environment in the homes. Trust me, men love that peace from you. Men love peaceful homes. So as partly as to what we should bring on the table is by playing our roles in the right way, giving him all the mutual respect, all the care and the love. With a man with wisdom, he will reciprocate back with love, with taking good care of you, providing for you, leading you in the appropriate way that you deserve to be led, because that is what they are entitled to do. But the minute we fail to know our responsibilities, because our responsibilities are partly what we should bring onto the table. So bad to be true that we miss out a point and we feel like, oh, we should be like them. Oh, I can do better what he can do. Or I can also do what he's doing. You try to bring that energy to your man. Trust me, these are strong characters. We can never compete with them unless that you want to lose your peace of mind. Unless that you are aiming at having an unpeaceful marriage so full of arguments. It's condemning, blaming one another, pointing fingers at one another. That is all the failure to know what you should bring on the table. That is all the failure to know your responsibilities, to know what you are prescribed to do, your roles as a woman, as both a wife and a mother. And the minute we will step into our roles, the minute we will realize what our responsibilities are and stop sneaking into their roles, then we will have played the cards right, because that's all that we are required of. Something that many sisters are still fighting with. Something that many sisters are failing to understand. And they keep asking so many questions. Too bad to be true that you keep listening to the so-called motivational speakers and whatever that they implant in your brains. Only Allah knows best, but trust me, they are misleading you, because we can never fight with what Allah wants us to do, or else you are failing yourself. So we better make peace with whatsoever that Allah wants us to do to enable us have happy, harmonious marriages, to enable us have those thriving, successful marriages, just like our mothers and grandmothers had. So all in all, what should a woman bring on the table is as simple as being submissive. Khalas, that's all. Which comes with the peace, because the peace is created by you being humble, being soft with your man. You don't have to be an iron woman to conduct that marriage. The submissiveness comes with emotional support. It comes with mutual respect, the love, the pampering, the care, and being his helper in whichever way that he needs you. I told you, besides every strong man lies a strong woman. They might be strong physically, character-wise, emotionally, but there are times that they break down and they need us. Make your man your best friend. There's no need that your man has to be running to someone else to confine in with whatsoever that they might be going through. He should be thinking about you first before anyone else. That is when you give him the peace. Give him peace to create peace for yourself. Because trust me, sisters, we need that peace. So we should rule out thinking, oh, I can also do what he can do. I do what he does financially. I bear him kids. Plus all those ideologies that you might be having come in that marriage with what you should bring on the table. That is submissiveness. Because I told you, bearing him children, they are your children as well. That is natural that we are prescribed to do in marriage anyways, to bear our husband's children. So what else can you bring on the table? Submissiveness. Thank you so much for watching this episode. May Allah pour barak in everything that comes out of me so that it benefits whoever is watching this right now. Yes, this is going to be a weekly episode. I am looking forward to having you here next week, inshallah. And then watch out for our next topic. Or please don't hesitate to share this, like, comment, and make any suggestions about any topics that you would want me to address. Salam. Take good care of yourself. May Allah keep blessing and loving in a special way. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.